And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Takes by Fans and be a part of the conversation and come watch live daily, noon Eastern at twitch.tv/Takes by Fans or go to our website, takesbyfans.com. Oh boy, there it is. Woo, had me nervous for a second. The website is still good. Don't worry, y'all. All right, go to takesbyfans.com. Go to the watch tab at the top of your screen. Or if you're on mobile, the little drop-down tab to the top left. Click watch. And whenever we are live on the website. Look at us go. Look at us live here. Oh, yeah. We're all good. We're all set. So doesn't matter how you watch. Just make sure you're watching for all your daily sports content. All righty. Today is Thursday. Thursday Night Football on tonight. Very good. Excited for that. So we can start finally talking about Week 5 in the NFL coming up. So we'll guess the lines today, react to the lines, see where where we differ from Vegas, where we're kind of on par from Vegas. Are we right? Are we wrong? We were wrong last week about the Bears, so I guess I should kind of tone it down a little bit, right? So no basketball on last night to talk about, but there is a couple of stories that broke last night, yesterday, this morning that I do kind of want to talk about first. So before we get into guessing the lines, let's talk about some stories really quickly. We have to start with our daily COVID talk because the Titans cannot get this under control, unfortunately. So yeah, another Tennessee Titans player has tested positive for COVID-19, and now Sunday's Bills game is definitely in doubt. So today's Thursday. If they don't have a positive test tomorrow, then it's definitely getting pushed back because you have to have the 2 days. So Friday, Sunday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, they should theoretically be able to play if they have no positive tests on Friday and Saturday, which is a big and because we thought we were going to have the Titans facilities open up Wednesday because that would have been 2 days, but unfortunately on Wednesday somebody had to test positive. So now the Bills-Titans game is definitely in some serious jeopardy here. It is in Tennessee, which makes it a little bit better, I guess, because they wouldn't have to travel. You leave on Saturday night, get there, late Saturday. So in Buffalo, late Saturday. So they don't have to travel, so they can really kind of push this really up until the last second. But there is a little contingency plan in place as well. Titans, Bills, they could be told, or the players have been told, that there is an option of playing the Sunday game on Monday or Tuesday still in Tennessee and Nashville. So that could definitely happen, but the Bills play on next Thursday. So their game, their Thursday night game, the Bills' Thursday night game, if the Titans and Bills do get pushed back till Monday or Tuesday, the Bills' Thursday night game would be pushed back to Saturday to give the Bills ample time to get ready for that quick turnaround. So, this Titans, COVID situation is really getting out of control, and it really is coming down to how many games are we going to have to cancel or push back because of the Titans? Bills having to play on that Thursday quick turnaround. Thankfully that the league would push that back to Saturday for them. But the Titans, this outbreak is kind of broke yesterday that Titans players, when they initially got their first positive case and they couldn't open the facility up, there was reports that the Titans players held like kind of individual practices as like a team not in their own facility. So they broke protocol there. That's why it's still spreading very, very heavy. I mean, I think we're up to about like 30 players and personnel from the Titans all having COVID, so not great. Still coming out. We'll see what tomorrow holds for Tennessee, but they really need a negative day. Nobody comes back positive tomorrow. That's what we're hoping for. Or this Bills-Titans game, unfortunately, Steelers were the first kind of the first team that was betrayed by the Titans, I guess, because they had their bye week early. They got a week 3 bye because the Titans, they pushed that game back. So the Steelers went a whole week without playing. Now they have to go, and now the Bills may be the second victim of the Titans COVID situation where their game just doesn't get played and all. All right, let's go to some good news. The Chiefs had no positive tests today. That's fantastic, but we still have to keep an eye on them. We saw what happened with the Patriots. Took a couple of days for that I'm losing his name. Cornerback Stephon Gilmore. It took a couple of days for Stephon Gilmore's test to come back positive. Possibly, Cam Newton giving it to him. We're not sure. But Patriots faced the Chiefs just last Sunday and or Monday. Was it Monday? I don't even know. I can't remember anymore. The Patriots played last week. Either Sunday or Monday. And so this is a good sign for the Chiefs that it didn't spread. Nothing carried over. Stephon Gilmore didn't kind of transmit it to any of the Chiefs players. That's a huge sign. So Chiefs having no positive cases here is huge. The Raiders, who did put a player on the COVID reserve list on Monday, I believe, they also had no positive tests for their organization today either. So that is, once again, good news. It's not spreading. This Titans is kind of like an isolated incident, I guess, because they had that outside of facility workout as a team last week that really kind of spread it throughout the entire team. Chiefs, Raiders kind of locking it down. Well, at least the Raiders are really locking it down. They had the one player with it, but they're isolating them, quarantining them, and everything else is running kind of smoothly for the Raiders. So that's some good positive news coming with this Titans bad news. All right, still going forward here. No more COVID talk. These last two stories are not COVID, so we're all good there. I'm a little vindicated. Remember yesterday it broke that Dwayne Haskins was getting benched, and we were a little, why is it happening now? Last week was kind of Dwayne Haskins' best week. He wasn't turning the ball over. They had a couple of good long drives that ended in touchdowns, so that was really promising. Dwayne Haskins able to move the ball, but then yesterday it broke that he's going to be benched, and it really threw us off, and I really wasn't understanding why until a little bit later yesterday it broke that Ron Rivera, this is what he says about Dwayne Haskins. He says that no OTAs definitely hurt Dwayne Haskins. He hasn't had the benefit of that kind of work yet. And he also says that he doesn't want to lose Dwayne Haskins by continuing him to play, and want to basically hit the pause button on him right now and hope he learns from watching. Now, there's a little good and bad news in this tweet. It's good that Ron Rivera thinks that Dwayne Haskins is really still the future of Washington. I don't believe so. I've seen the man play. I mean, how many times are we going to say, we need to pause on him? We needed to pause on him last season. We need to pause on him this season. I mean, when are we just going to cut ties? I mean, when have we ever seen teams just be like, oh yeah, let's pause him, and then when they unpause him, he works? Never. No quarterback has ever been paused and then unpaused and still works. So this is not good signs going forward for Dwayne Haskins. He's not playing. He doesn't work when he's playing. He can't drive the ball down the field. He was getting better, and now they want to pause him. You got to let him sink or swim at this point. His career's already been paused and unpaused and sat and benched and started when he shouldn't have been. So he's already ruined. He's already got the what is his name? The Cardinals quarterback that they drafted for 1 year and then cut, and then drafted Kyler Murray. The disrespect to that, and then the Dolphins pick him up, and now he's with the Patriots. I can't remember his name. Oh, Rosen. Something Rosen. Something with a J, maybe starts with Rosen. I don't know. Something Rosen, definitely Rosen. He's suffering kind of the same fate that Dwayne Haskins is facing. That Rosen had. That kind of got in there a little earlier than you should be. But once you take the toothpaste out of the tube, you can't stuff that stuff back in. So Dwayne Haskins is going to really hurt from this pause, I believe. And this, the flip side of this, that Ron Rivera trusts, he says that Dwayne Haskins hasn't had the benefit of those OTAs, and he doesn't quite know the offense. I know it doesn't say it in this quote, but I saw another tweet that Ron Rivera was saying that Dwayne Haskins, he doesn't know like the full playbook and all that, but Allen does. Not Josh Allen. I looked up Kyle Allen. They are going to be starting Kyle Allen, not Alex Smith. So Kyle Allen will be starting for Washington. But Ron Rivera said that Dwayne Haskins didn't know the playbook, but Kyle Allen does, who just got here from Carolina in the offseason. So just a lot of inconsistencies. I get where Ron Rivera is trying to go with this quote, pause Dwayne Haskins. Things aren't looking real right on our offense. We don't have a lot of weapons. He's getting hurt. We have really no chance of winning games out there. And with Dwayne Haskins, he's kind of learning how to lose, which is not a good sign. Like, you don't want your quarterback to do that. So I get where Ron Rivera is trying to go with pausing Dwayne Haskins, but you can't keep doing it to this man. And you're starting Kyle Allen, and you basically kind of gave Dwayne Haskins a backhanded compliment when you kind of said that he doesn't know the playbook. But then you're starting Kyle Allen, who got here shortly. I mean, we're talking about, he had no OTAs with Washington either. He just got here. He spent 2 years in Carolina. He had decent numbers in Carolina, Kyle Allen. I'm not saying he did turn the ball over a lot. I mean, I can get behind 62% completion percentage, 3,300 yards, 17 touchdowns, but the 16 interceptions is very bad. I mean, we're talking about 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. That's god awful. You will not win games in the league like that. Also, as a starter in the 12 games, it went 5-7. So nothing special by Kyle Allen. I definitely think you got to just rock with Dwayne Haskins and iron out these wrinkles as he's progressing through the season. But playing him 4 games, benching him, setting him out, letting Kyle Allen work that. I mean, he hasn't proven that he can really win games consistently. So I don't really get where we're going here with Kyle Allen besides pausing Dwayne Haskins. But I think that's really going to hurt Dwayne Haskins in the long run. I think his career is already ruined. I don't see him being productive in the NFL. I mean, we've done deep film study on him on our Wednesday shows. We don't like what we're seeing from him, but I would say that last week was his best week, and now you're pausing him. You're kind of erasing all the momentum. He had no turnovers last game. That's perfect. He had multiple turnovers in those first 3 games. So him not turning the ball over week 4 was a huge kind of silver lining, a green check mark on the man. And now you're pausing him. You're ruining him. He's already not good. So ruining him even further is going to definitely put this man out of business for basically his entire career. So unfortunate what is happening with Dwayne Haskins. I still really don't get it. I understand it. I don't like it, but I just don't get it. Ron Rivera, he won you a game as well. He won one game because, the Eagles are trash, but he still won a game. So you're going to Kyle Allen, who proven he can't win games. He went 5-7, y'all. That's not great. I would not want that on my team. I'd rather rock with Dwayne Haskins. But Ron Rivera chooses to bench him, so Kyle Allen will start for Washington. Not even Alex Smith. Kind of crazy, right? All right. Final story. Miami, they've been given clearance to go full capacity. Load those stands up, Florida says. Yeah, we don't give a fuck. Put them in the stands. So Dolphins have been given clearance to go full capacity, 65,000 fans packed into Miami. But Miami is being a little sensible, a little smart about it. They've been seeing, Titans giving COVID outbreaks, a couple other teams, little COVID here and there. Patriots just lost their star quarterback, and they lose because of it. Not great. That's not what Miami wants to do. So they're still being smart and only having it 13,000 max capacity for the next home game on October 25th. So, not bad. Pretty good. Smart by Miami. We have the clearance to go full capacity with 65,000, but we're keeping a level head here and only doing 13,000. So Miami getting clearance for home fans. Absolutely. Why not take the advantage? But we'll take the 13,000. No big deal. Not going to go full 65 grand just quite yet. All right, that's it for a couple of stories I wanted to get out of the way. There was no basketball on yesterday, so we can't talk about the NBA. Not going to rehash Lakers Heat. I mean, we'll do that tomorrow. We already kind of said our piece on it yesterday's show. Not going to hammer it home again today. We'll save it for tomorrow. So let's get right into the NFL. We've got Thursday Night Football on today. Bucks, Bears. This is kind of the first good Thursday Night Football game, and it's going to be on national television. It's going to be on Fox, so you don't have to have the NFL Network to watch it anymore. So more people will be watching. Kind of a better matchup as well. We're going to get Tom Brady versus Nick Foles here. Where do we think this game is going to go? Well, we think the Bucs are going to be fine. They are going to be missing a lot of key offensive pieces, but the Bucs offense is so deep, it's really not going to hurt them too much. O.J. Howard's on IR, but they still have Gronk and Cameron Brate. Really not going to be too much out there. McCoy and Leonard Fournette are both going to be out this game. Unfortunate, but they have Donald Jones. I mean, he rushed for 100 yards last week. The man's fine. He's kind of like their premier running back anyway. So, you lose your second and third string, LaShawn McCoy and Leonard Fournette. Who would have thought that would be, a second and third string in the NFL? But Ronald Jones, he's going to be fine. He's going to be good. And then Marquise Goodwin is also up, but they still got Mike Evans, and they still got Cameron Braid and Gronk. And so they're going to be fine. Yes, they're missing a couple of pieces, but, they're so deep, it doesn't really matter. So Bucs are still going to be fine offensively. They still got Tom Brady, and they still got Mike Evans, and they still got Donald Jones. So they still got their number ones, receivers and running back. It's just kind of like the 2s and the 3s kind of falling off, but no worries there. And now they have to face the Bears. The Bears are at home. What happened last week when the Bears were home? Nick Foles was still trash, and he really only put up 3 points the entire game. So not great. Can't trust Nick Foles. We gave him the shot. He did not take it. He had an easier game last week than he is going to have today when he had to face the Colts and couldn't beat Phillip Rivers, who didn't do really anything. It was just the Colts defense shutting down the Bears all game. So I like the Buccaneers here. I just can't trust Nick Foles. I mean, we gave him a chance and he didn't take it. You're the backup. You have really only one chance to really get it right, and you don't take advantage. You only put up 3 points. Struggled to really move the ball any kind of way. We're talking about under 200 yards passing for the game. Yes, he had 240 initially, but remember yesterday when we kind of were talking about the game, we have to take away those kind of 50 yards passing that Nick Foles had it on that last drive, because it made no difference in the game. The game was already over at that point. Yeah, now you go from 3 to 11 points. Congrats, you still lose by 8. You still lose 19 to 11, and you couldn't do anything meaningful in those first 3 quarters. So can't trust Nick Foles. Not like in the Bears. Their defense is still fine. They held the Colts to 19 points. I can get behind that. If you're not scoring over 20 points a game, you really should not be expecting to win. Luckily for the Colts, they had to face the Bears and Nick Foles, who could not move the ball at all. So we like the Bucs here. Tom Brady on a short week. He'll be ready. Nick Foles on a short week. Who's feeling so much pressure right now for losing last week. Mitch Trubisky's 3-0. Nick Foles 0-1. We'll just leave it at that. So let's guess the line. I believe it's probably going to be about Bucs -3. We get, Bears would be -3 because they're home. But, I mean, this offense for the Bucs are just so talented. And we saw last week they got kind of down big. I think they only scored 7 points in the first half. And then Tom Brady goes and throws 5 interceptions total for the game. So love Tom's confidence. His battle back mentality is always there. So if they get down early against this Bears team, which I don't think they do, I don't really see Nick Foles coming out and slinging the ball and going up maybe 14-0. I don't see that. So, but if that does happen, if, the bizarro world comes over to our world and Nick Foles goes 21-0 early, we know that Tom Brady and the Bucs can settle it down and go and really kind of rip it up in the second half if they need to. So, like the Bucs here, their offense is better. I'm getting the better quarterback. I won't say the better coach because I do like Matt Nagy, so I won't say better coach, but I'm definitely getting the better quarterback. I'm getting the better weapons. Defensively, maybe the Bears are better, but you got Jason Pierre-Paul and Ndamukong up front for Tampa Bay, who can definitely pressure an already pressurized quarterback in Nick Foles, who will be facing pressure to win the game, primetime game. You're 0-1 as a starter. The team was 3-0 without you. Now you step in. You're losing games. You're not looking good. You're not putting points on the board. So Nick Foles, huge pressure tonight. Going to get even more pressure from the front line defensively for Tampa Bay. We're going to go Bucs -3, the official pick, just because I love all their pieces more. Definitely getting the better quarterback. So we'll go Bucs -3. All right, let's continue on for this week's games where we guess the lines, and then we will react to the lines and really kind of see why we're off, where we're off. Should we be off? Are we right being off, or are we wrong being off? So here we go. Let's get into it. The Sunday games. Carolina at Atlanta. All righty, this one's probably going to be close, possibly close to a pick-em, but we're going to go Falcons -1 here. They're 0-4. they're 0-4. They cannot win a game. I still like their offense. Julio Jones is questionable this game. I believe he will go, though. Panthers, they have nothing offensively, and they still won last week. I don't know how, but they did it somehow. It was against the Cardinals, which isn't impressive. I'm off the Cardinals now. So Panthers having to travel, not great. I like Atlanta here to get their first win. Falcons would be -3 because they're at home, but Panthers finding out ways to win. I think Vegas will favor that a little bit, so we'll go Falcons -1 here. Once again, I thought Dan Quinn should have been fired this week. We'll see if if they lose this game starting 0-5, you can't even beat the Panthers. I mean, they got to beat them this week. We like the Falcons. If the spread is not too big, I mean, if we're not talking about like Falcons -5, if we're talking about Falcons -1 or 2, I'm definitely taking the Falcons here. Like them big. Let's get them their first win. Their offense is still very, very good, y'all. Their offense is very good. They've got pieces. I believe in Matt Ryan. It's just something about their energy when they get the lead. Dan Quinn can't keep the team focused for some reason. Yes, their defense is not great. They are giving up a ton of points, but this Panthers team, I think they could handle them defensively. We'll see. I don't know if Christian McCaffrey's playing. I don't think he is. But this Panthers team, I mean, they've really got nobody offensively or defensively, no big pieces. So I think the Falcons can finally handle this team. This is the easiest opponent the Falcons have faced all season long. So hopefully they can take advantage. I mean, I've been betting on teams taking advantage. I mean, we did the Texans last week and they blow it. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Falcons do blow this one again, their easiest game. But I think it's the smartest bet. We'll go Falcons -1 and we'll see what the real spread is. Alrighty, Bengals, Ravens. This one's going to be a little interesting as well. This one's probably going to be like Ravens minus. I may go 8. I may go Ravens -8 here. They were big big favorites last week against Washington, 14-point favorites, and I think they covered by the 14, so right on the line there. Bengals, Joe Burrow has shown that he can get better. Joe Burrow is better than Dwayne Haskins, and the Ravens had a little trouble stopping Washington overall. I mean, they gave up 17 points. That's pretty respectable. So I think the Bengals can definitely do a little bit more against this Ravens defense. The Ravens are at home, which is definitely going to help them a little bit. Lamar Jackson's obviously very good. He did not practice Wednesday, but it was nothing serious, so he'll be good to go. Overall, this Ravens team has better pieces. They've got the better quarterback. They've got the better coach, the more proven coach. So love the Ravens here at home. We'll go -8. I don't know if it's going to be kind of -14 like it was last week because I think this Bengals team is better than Washington is. I love Joe Burrow. He's a baller. He's a competitor, and he's looking real good. Probably the best rookie quarterback so far this year. Loving what I'm seeing from Joe Burrow. So we'll go Ravens -8. But once again, I mean, we're going to stay away from this game. It's too big of a spread to give up, and the Bengals finally getting their first win. They lost their first 2, tied week 3, won week 4, getting better every week. That's what we love to see. So we'll go Ravens -8. Just gonna stay away from it. It's too big for me. And Joe Burrow, he could pull off the upset at any moment. He's getting better. So Ravens -8 is our official prediction. Jags, Texans. All right, what do we got here? Texans 0-4, just looking a mess. Just fired their head coach. I believe Romeo Cornell is now the interim coach, which is a good good interim coach. I like him just more as a defensive coordinator than I do like him an actual coach. So gonna like the Texans here. They're probably gonna. This is going to be tough to call the guess, really, just because Texans losing their head coach, but they're still at home. So do I give them still the -3? Jaguars can't do anything offensively. Gardner Minshew is turning the ball over. They're not looking cohesive as a unit, and we knew that. Jags have been proven they are frauds, winning week 1, but now losing and really not competitive these last 3 weeks. Texans, they have all the pieces to be fantastic offensively. They got the receivers, they've got the running back, they've got the quarterback, obviously. So what the hell is going on? I expect them to kind of bounce back. Maybe they'll play a little bit freer here. They're kind of rocking with like the substitute teacher, you know what I mean? You kind of push the envelope when you've got the substitute. You obviously don't want to go over the edge because the substitute will report you back to the main teacher, but you can push the envelope a little bit, have a little more fun than you usually do, talk a little bit more smack to your friends, because it's the substitute, so you can run wild a little bit. I think that will be the Texans' mentality here. have a little fun, open it up a little bit. Really, no consequences, really. I mean, who's going to tell y'all not to do this? You're Deshaun Watson. You can kind of do whatever you want now. You're the big cheese. Now that Bill O'Brien, some reason was the head coach and the general manager making all the decisions. I don't understand why, but we like the Texans here. We will call this one officially. We might get some good value this game because of Bill O'Brien being fired. So if it's Texans, let me make the prediction first. Let's say it's going to be Texans. I still think it's going to be Texans -3. But if it's Texans -3, anything less than -3, we're talking -1, we're talking -2, we're talking pick'em game. We love the Texans here. They're kind of free from the chains that Bill O'Brien was kind of holding this team back. I mean, we have to say that. This offense is truly talented. I mean, it's kind of like Atlanta's offense. They've got the pieces everywhere, although I do like the Texans' offense better than I like the Atlanta's offense. But it's got to be the coaching. It's got to come from somewhere. Why these two teams are 0-4. What is going on? Dan Quinn, Bill O'Brien. I think they're the same. Bill O'Brien went. Dan Quinn's got to go as well. This game could actually help Atlanta's fan base, to be honest. If the Texans go out here and actually blow them out, and I'm talking about they put up like 35 plus points, the Texans, and they hold the Jaguars to like under 20, that's going to be huge. That might be a sign that the Atlanta Falcons can go ahead, fire Dan Quinn, because when you fire the head coach, when you're down 0-4, I mean, you really only have upside to go. So if the Texans here, if they win big, they're able to kind of put up a ton of points. Falcons might see that and be like, I think we have to let Dan Quinn go. Our offenses are kind of comparable to what the Texans just have, and they just won by fucking 25 points. I mean, we've got to make the call at some point. So we're going to go Texans -3 here. We'll see what the actual line is because we could get some value. If Vegas is overvaluing the firing of Bill O'Brien, we could get some good value with the Texans. So we'll keep an eye on what the real spread is, but we'll guess Texans -3. All right, Raiders and Chiefs. Raiders at the Chiefs. Chiefs are at home. The Chiefs have not had a positive COVID case yet, so that's very, very good coming off from facing New England, who has had some trouble so far. So that's good to know. Maybe kind of, if you want to bet this game, wait a little bit till the Saturday or even close to it's a 1 o'clock game, so maybe even wait till like Sunday at noon just to make sure Patrick Mahomes isn't going out or Tyreek Hill is catching this virus or anybody important like Travis Kelce or anybody like a Tyrann Mathieu. We don't want any of the key players catching the COVID from the Chiefs. So maybe if you want to bet this game, maybe hold off a little bit later in the week so you're not hung up on, are they playing? Hopefully they're playing. But anyway, love the Chiefs here. They're obviously the better team. They've got the better quarterback. They've got the better coach. They have the better talent overall. Raiders are still, I think, without Henry Ruggs going into this game. Huge receiver for them. So once again, they'll probably rely on that tight end that they've been doing every single week. Chiefs, they find new ways to win every single time, every single game. Tough games they've had to face so far this season. They've overcome the adversity. This one's probably going to be big. Probably Chiefs -7. I mean, this Raiders defense, I really don't know how they're going to hold the sheer speed of the Chiefs offense. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. I mean, one of the best receivers in the league, if you ask me, Tyreek Hill. So I don't know if the Raiders defense can handle the Chiefs. I mean, we saw what they did with Cam Newton. They did not do great. They gave up about 37 points. Did they score 37 or 35 in that game? So the Chiefs definitely can score as much as them, if not more. So I like the Chiefs here big. We'll call it officially Chiefs -7. Not buying into this Raiders team just yet because they started off 2-0, kind of floundering here, losing their last 2 games like the Cardinals. Not big on the Cardinals. We're never big on the Raiders, but now definitely not buying them. Now 2-2. Can't buy Derek Carr, but the Chiefs are obviously loaded offensively, so we like them. -7 is going to be our official prediction. Broncos, Patriots. Is Cam Newton going to be back and cleared from COVID at this point? We are not sure. Bill Belichick is still, hey, we're still planning for Cam Newton being healthy, and we'll make the switch if we have to. If they have to. Drew Lock still probably not going to play either, so they'll have to go back with the backup again. So Patriots defense once again against Patriots offense possibly without Cam again. But, we liked what we saw from the Patriots defense last week against the Chiefs. They were able to hold the Chiefs to only 6 points in the first half. Very, very good. And this Broncos team is nowhere near talented as the Chiefs. And the Patriots are now at home, looking good, feeling good, possibly getting Cam Newton back. So possibly Cam Newton comes back, but Broncos are definitely not starting Drew Lock. We like the Patriots here. Probably going to be Patriots. We're going to call it officially Patriots minus 5. We're going to go 5. Possibly 4. Wouldn't have surprised me if it's Patriots minus 4, but we'll go 5 here. I mean, we're talking about Bill Belichick. He'll have his troops ready to go. He'll have the defensive plan ready to go. Yes, no Stephon Gilmore, but when you have the Broncos, backup, you don't need, Broncos backup quarterback. You don't need your starting kind of corners to really kind of protect or to lock it down defensively. The quarterback will do it himself, really. So we like the Patriots here. We'll see if Sonny Michel is going to play, but no Cam Newton. Patriots, they're still at home. Their defense is still good. We'll go Patriots minus 5. Cardinals, Jets. Oh, boy. What do we call here? I will never bet the Jets, and the Cardinals have lost me these last 2 weeks big time. I was big on the Cardinals, but these last 2 weeks, I don't know what's going on. I think they're trying to just force, the offense only revolves around DeAndre Hopkins. I've been saying this every single week, and they've lost these last 2 weeks because they just cannot. They just cannot find another way to move the ball besides forcing the ball into DeAndre's hands, down his throat every single play. So, Jets at home, their defense is trash. Cardinals coming off 2 losses that they know they should have won. They should be 4-0 right now. So they might play with a little bit more aggressiveness here, a little bit more fuel to their fire. So the Jets, Sam Darnold's not even going to play. He's injured. So we're going to go Joe Flacco, who is worse than Sam Darnold. We're getting a worse quarterback, and Adam Gase, we know that he doesn't like to play to the strengths of his players, so he will not make it easy for Joe Flacco here. So we'll probably go Cardinals minus 5 here on the road. They're obviously the better team. They have the better quarterback. They have the better coach. They have the better weapons. They have the better defense. They have the better special teams. They have the better jerseys. They have the better home fan base. They have the better fans. They're better on the road. They're better. Their cleats are better. I'm sure their supporting cast of coaches is better, their GM is better, their president is better, their state is better. Everything about the Cardinals are better than this Jets team. They're truly trash. The Jets do not have one good player. Oh, I forgot, actually. Le'Veon Bell is probably going to play. That is definitely going to help the Jets. Definitely going to help Joe Flacco. But once again, Adam Gase doesn't care about that, so he probably won't have a heavy running game plan, although that is the only thing that they are good at. So definitely like the Cardinals here. We'll see what the line is. I don't expect us getting any value from this game. Unfortunately, we probably will have to stay away from it because it's probably going to be too big for us to even want to bet, even though the Jets are truly, truly not good. Alrighty, Eagles, Steelers. We get to see the Steelers back playing this week. Absolutely love it. We've been big on the Steelers ever since, before week 1. We've been big on the Steelers. We loved their defense, and we thought that Big Ben would come back and return to his normal shape, his normal Pro Bowl, Super Bowl caliber level of play, and he has done that so far. So we're big into seeing the Steelers back in action. Last week couldn't because of the Titans debacle, and then they got their bye moved up a little early. So we know the Steelers, they're going to be well rested. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be ready to show. They're at home and they have to face Philadelphia. This defense is going to eat Carson Wentz alive. I'm calling it now. 3 interceptions and a fumble by Carson Wentz. You can mark it. You can bet it. It will happen. This defense is full of savages. Truly good safeties. Minkah Fitzpatrick, he will be all over the field. Carson Wentz will have no idea where to go with the football because he's seeing Minkah Fitzpatrick to the left. He's seeing him to the right. He's seeing him down low. He's seeing him, 10 yards, 20 yards in the safety position all the way to the back. He's seeing him blitzing him multiple times coming off the edge, coming up the middle. Carson Wentz is going to have no idea what to do against this Steelers defense. And we saw the Eagles last week. Yes, they won, but they really shouldn't have because Carson Wentz only turned the ball over 1 time, which is very good. But then Nick Mullins and the 49ers started to turn the ball over every single drive in the fourth quarter, and that's why the Eagles won. They only won by 5 against the backups offensively for the 49ers. Now they're on the road. Better Steelers defense than they faced last week. A better quarterback than they faced last week. So we like the Steelers big here. It's probably going to be a big spread, which is going to be a little annoying for us. Absolutely. Obviously don't want to give up too much here, but we're going to go Steelers. This is going to be big, in my opinion. I think it's going to be Steelers -6. It wouldn't surprise me if it's Steelers -7. I would hold off on the 7 mark. Let's get it under that 7. So Big Ben goes, throws a touchdown. They cover the 7. No big deal. So we'll officially predict this as Steelers -6. Absolutely love them. Hungry. The Steelers team is hungry. They're well rested. Big Ben didn't like that they couldn't play last week. There were some quotes about him, having to move up the bye definitely sucks. And, but Steelers are at home. They're going to be ready to rock, man. Ready to rock. Best bet of the week here. And I haven't even seen the official line yet, so love the Steelers. All right, Bills-Titans, definitely questionable, so won't spend too much time because I really don't think this game is going to be played this week. Truly, truly unfortunate. But these teams are very, very similar. Two quarterbacks, Ryan Tannehill, Josh Allen, who I think have been recently in these past, definitely all games this season, dating back into last season, I think are definitely playing above their true kind of where they are, their kind of their averageness, where what you would expect them to play every week. I think both these quarterbacks are playing definitely very, very high above that. Josh Allen is not turning the ball over, which is truly great. Couple of fumbles in week 1, not great. He cleaned it up. A fumble last week and the Rams game. Or fumble against the Rams game 2 weeks ago, which is not good, but he has been cleaning it up, and he has been looking really, really sharp here. Whereas the Titans, they're obviously going to have a lot of players out because of COVID, if this game can even be played. Derrick Henry is going to be good to go, running up the middle. Ryan Tannehill, very good off the run with the run, sets up everything, sets up the easy pass. This one's going to be interesting. We'll see if the line is even still up. I don't know if you can bet on it yet. Or if you can bet on it still, but we'll call this one. It's going to be close. I really think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Titans -2. We give them the -3 because they're at home, but I think the Bills overall are better as a team. I like their defense a lot better than the Titans, and I think I like Josh Allen better than I like Ryan Tannehill at the moment. So, love what the Bills have offensively. Love what Josh Allen has really been proving this season. Got to give the credit to this man. We were kind of waiting to hold off credit till he faced a good team. I mean, we were talking the Bills faced the Jets and Dolphins week 1 and 2. I mean, yeah, players are going to look good. Quarterbacks will look good. But then they started the Rams, and they looked good in the first half. Kind of fell apart a little bit in the second half, but they still put up a touchdown on their first drive in the second half of that game. So, loved it. And then they went and had to go to Vegas, and they beat the Raiders pretty convincingly. They looked a lot better than the Raiders did overall. So like the Bills here, if the game can be played, I don't know if it will, but we'll officially have the line at Titans -2, and we'll take the Bills +2 all day if this game can be played. Rams and Washington, as I mentioned it at the top of the show, Dwayne Haskins got benched, really not sure why, but Kyle Allen will step in, and this man turns the ball over. I mean, he did it. 17 touchdowns last season in his 12 games with the Panthers. 16 interceptions. So 1-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, not good at all. And how well is he going to kind of know this offense of Washington that Dwayne Haskins apparently doesn't know that Josh Allen knows? Or, I'm sorry, not Josh Allen, Kyle Allen. That Kyle Allen knows. Rams, a little bit of a red flag last week. Rams were at home facing the Giants, and as we saw in the film study yesterday, they almost let Daniel Jones fourth quarter game-winning or game-tying comeback. Almost. But then they picked him off on about the 30-yard line. But they still only scored 17. That is definitely throwing up some red flags because the Rams cannot be only scoring 17 points against a very poor Giants defense and still letting Daniel Jones hang around until literally the last second in the fourth quarter. So, not great what I saw of the Rams last week. Cooper Kupp their offense really never got involved anyway. There was no 100-yard receiver. There was no 100-yard rusher. So what the hell were y'all doing? So we still are going to like the Rams. Probably going to be Rams. This one's probably going to be big. Probably Rams minus 7. Rams -7. I mean, we're getting a new starting quarterback for Washington. They're still not good offensively. They're still not good defensively. Their best piece is, with Chase Young being out there now, their best piece is not even on the field. It's Ron Rivera, the head coach, battling cancer, getting IVs at halftime, being the real true toughness of this team, being the one true leader of this squad. Came out heavy week 1, and they ended up getting the win because of it. But now the magic and the sizzle is kind of fading out a little bit. So they bring in Kyle Allen to kind of spruce it up a little bit. But we like the Rams here. Their defense is obviously better than Washington's defense. Kyle Allen, a starting quarterback, first start of the year with a new team. Going to get gobbled up by Aaron Donald down low. And if you start to throw the ball down the field, more than 10 yards down the field, Jalen Ramsey will be there to contest those passes. Do not worry, Kyle Allen. He will be there. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of dink and dunk from Kyle Allen, but I think the Rams stop it overall. We'll go Rams -7, the official prediction, and see what the line is to see if we actually like to bet on that game. Alrighty, Dolphins 49ers. Big news for the Dolphins defensively. I think we are going to get Byron Jones back. Huge safety help there. He's missed the last 2 games, so now our defense is going to be shored up, and we saw when our defense is kind of shored up, I mean, we're talking about one-possession games. We are close. We are good in these games. Once again, Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to start. Not the best. I don't like it. He turns the ball over a little carelessly. 49ers may be rocking with Jimmy Garoppolo. We'll see how he turns out. He started to practice yesterday. We'll see how he feels today and tomorrow. But Nick Mullins may be the quarterback if he doesn't go. We know Nick Mullins turns the ball over. We've seen it. His magic of the backup quarterback is starting to run out. We have to kind of remember when backup quarterbacks are playing, they're kind of running on magic. They're running on momentum. They're running on adrenaline. Hey, I have to be good. I want this starting job. I know I'm not going to get it on this team, but there's 31 other teams watching me. I need to kind of prove myself if I want to stay on the second string, or if I want to make a chance to go and be the starter. So Nick Mullins' magic has run out, unfortunately, but this 49ers defense is still good. They're keeping them in games, obviously. They're helping their offense win these games. But if Jimmy Garoppolo comes back, they're going to be looking good. 49ers at home. I expect this one to be probably 49ers. This one's going to be close. Probably 49ers -4. We give them the -3 from the home court or the home field, and we'll give them the extra 1 just because their overall team is a little bit better than Miami's. But don't count us out. We hung in there with Russell Wilson last week. We hung in there when we had a face against Cam Newton in New England. So this Dolphins team is definitely, no chump. We're not the Jets. We're not the Giants. We're not the Vikings. I think we're a little better than the Vikings, honestly. And we're not the Washington football team. And we're not the Eagles. And we're not the Cardinals. I think we're better than the Cardinals. Sue me. I don't care. They've lost their last 2 games. I think we're better than the Raiders. I think we're better than the Jags. I think we're better than the Bengals. And I think we're better than the Panthers. And I think we're better than the Bears, honestly. So, yes, we haven't been winning games, but we've been close in games. We've never really been blown out in our, if we start Tua, we're going to start winning games. We're not starting them this week, unfortunately. But officially, we'll have this guess at 49ers -4. We'll see what Jimmy Garoppolo does. Once again, we may be able to learn something from the line if it's a lot out of whack. I mean, if it's like 49ers -7, then definitely Jimmy Garoppolo is playing. We'll be able to kind of learn a lot more about Jimmy Garoppolo's injury, kind of like what we did with Bam Adebayo. I mean, we called it perfectly because the line was a little bit lower than we expected. We knew Bam was going to play. So if the line is higher than we expect, Garoppolo probably will play because we were only 6-point underdogs against that Seahawks team. So if the 49ers don't play, or if the 49ers spread is higher than we expect, Jimmy Garoppolo will be playing. Alrighty, Colts, Browns. This is going to be an interesting game. Who do we buy more, Phillip Rivers or do we buy Baker Mayfield? Remember, I mean, our whole narrative going into this week is that Baker Mayfield wasn't the one that won them the game against Dallas. It was the team. It was the schemes. It was the coaching. It was the game plan. It was the defense. Giving Baker Mayfield short fields, letting him work from the 50 beyond, not trying to have him do too much. I love it. But the Colts are kind of doing the same thing with Phillip Rivers. I mean, he hasn't thrown the ball 30 times. That I think maybe week 2 he threw the ball 30 times. Or week 1, he threw the ball 30 times. But, they're kind of keeping him under control. The 25 attempts, letting the defense work, letting the running game work, just letting it all come to Phillip Rivers, not letting him do too much. That's helped the Colts. Now they're 3-1 because of it. Browns, they're 3-1 because of it. So this is going to be a little interesting game. I think I like the Browns overall. I think their defense is better than the Colts, although the Colts defense is very good. Big fan of Xavier Rhodes on the corner for the Colts. But you got Myles Garrett defensively for the Browns that could, pressure Phillip Rivers, definitely. So this one's going to be fun to watch. I'll probably end up watching this game it's a 425 game, so not a lot of 425 matchups, but I think it's the best one, honestly, Colts-Browns. Yeah, not going to watch Broncos-Patriots, 2 backup quarterbacks I got no interest in. Giants, have no interest in watching them. And yeah, so Colts-Browns is going to be the best 4 o'clock game this week. Baker Mayfield back at home. I don't think they allow him to do too much. Let the running game take over. Let the defense do its thing. Home, Phillip Rivers traveling on the road. If he tries to do too much, it's going to be a lot of interceptions. We're going to officially call this one Browns -3 just because I think these teams are very, very evenly matched. Browns get the -3 because of home field, and that's the only difference. And I think I like the Browns here. I can't trust Phillip Rivers, even though I probably should start rooting for the Colts and be back on Phillip Rivers. But after that week 1 performance, it really threw me off, left a bad taste in my mouth. I think I got to get over it at some point. I don't know if it's this week. I like the Browns. Alrighty, Giants-Cowboys. Giants have been staying in games until the fourth quarter, and Cowboys have not even had the lead in the fourth quarter at all, because until like the last 1 second when they get the onside kick and then score a last-second field goal to actually win the game, that's when they take the lead. So this is going to be an interesting game here. Obviously, the Cowboys are better than the Giants on paper, but Giants have been hanging around, letting Daniel Jones have a chance to win them the game in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter on a touchdown drive. So it's going to be, is this game going to be close? Cowboys defense is trash. Giants able to hang around. Cowboys, they should be able to pick off Daniel Jones. This is a huge division game kind of for the lead. I think if the Eagles and Washington both lose, the winner of this game is going to be real close to number 1. It's still going to be Eagles because they had the tie, but you know what I mean. So, it's really going to be interesting, this game. I think the line is going to favor the Cowboys heavy, and I think there is some value in taking the Giants with the points this week because Daniel Jones is keeping the team in a position to win the game late in the fourth quarter, and that's all you can ask. So I think this one's going to be like Dallas -6, and I think I stay away from it, but I think there is some value in betting the Giants with the points this week because of how well Daniel Jones, not that he plays in the game, but somehow the Giants are still in games until the fourth quarter. I don't understand how they were they held the Rams to 17 points last week, and they put up 9, so they were able to get into field goal range. Just can't capitalize on those touchdown red zones. Unfortunately, the Cowboys can, because we've seen Dak Prescott, when he gets down, he'll just fucking throw the ball accurately, sling the ball downfield. So really not sure how to call this game. Obviously, the Cowboys are the better team. I'm not saying they're not, but with the spread, really not sure how to call it. Dallas -6 will be our official prediction, but I would think about taking the Giants with the points. Alrighty, 2 more games left, and then we check out the official lines. Vikings-Seahawks. All right, Vikings, their defense is trash, and the Seahawks are one of the best offenses in the league. Russell Wilson's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, top 2. I think Aaron Rodgers overpassed him a little bit last week, but Seahawks, Russell Wilson still got it. DK Metcalf is the best receiver in the league. I'll say that. I'll say that take. No worries. Chris Carson's evolving into his own, and we know that Kirk Cousins doesn't play well on primetime games, and their defense is trash, and they just won their first game last week. I'm not buying their win. Trash win. So I love the Seahawks. They're probably going to be big favorites. I'm going to be like Seahawks -6, just under that 7 that they probably do win by, but we'll have it officially as Seahawks -6. I mean, this Vikings defense is truly trash, y'all. They've got nobody. I think they got Ngakoue. What has he been doing? Nothing. But they've lost all their corners. They've lost all their safeties from last season. And the Seahawks are going to beat it up. DK Metcalf will have a big game. He's got nobody to cover him. He's big. He's strong. He's fast. Who do the Vikings have to cover him? Nobody. And if somehow the Vikings defense do kind of stop the Seahawks and Russell Wilson this game, Kirk Cousins is not going to be able to do anything offensively. We know he shrinks in big games, and we're talking about Sunday Night Football on the road against one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion, the best team in the league. How do you think he's going to fare? So, love the Seahawks here. Seahawks -6. I'm giving the Vikings absolute no shot to win this game. I will hang my hat on that. I will sell Takes by Fans if the Vikings win. I will be comfortable with that. I will be like, yeah, that's a good career. The Vikings beat the Seahawks. I don't know what you want from me. Anything can literally happen in the NFL. So we like the Seahawks here. It might be even higher than Seahawks -6, our official prediction, but we'll have it here. Seahawks -6 could be higher. If it's higher, I probably stay away from it. But if it's anything 6 or less for Seattle, I think it's a solid bet. And that leads us to our Monday night game, Chargers, Saints. Already, Saints kind of finding their footing. Michael Thomas, he is cleared to play, but they've been taking a very conservative approach by kind of sitting him out last week. Could also sit him out this week. But the Saints have finally found other players to get the ball to. I mean, we've been screaming his name since week 1, since the preseason, since we've started doing our NFL refreshers. Emmanuel Sanders is good. Please throw to him more. He had 90 yards last week. Finally, Drew Brees figuring out other pieces besides Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas to get the ball to. I mean, we've seen Tom Brady getting the ball to all of his weapons in Tampa Bay, but Drew Brees, who has a lot less weapons than Tom Brady is working with, he just goes to Michael Thomas every play. What are we doing here? You've got you're going to Alvin Kamara every play because Michael Thomas is out, but you have all these weapons offensively, and they finally are incorporating them into the offense last week. That's why they won. They got down 14-0 big. Then they started to spread the ball around, getting Emmanuel Sanders involved. He had 90 yards. Big game for him. No touchdown, but hey, 90 yards. He's moving the needle. He's moving the ball down the field. That's what we love to see. Justin Herbert. He's got the arm. We like his arm, but the Chargers game plan, it's a lot of dink and dunk, and then when, they get that one play that's a deep ball downfield and they take it, but other than that, it's Justin Herbert not throwing the ball more than 5 yards down the field. I mean, this is a lot of dink and dunk behind the line of scrimmage to their speed running backs and letting them work, catch the ball in the backfield, and then run for 10. That's the Chargers game plan. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. Justin Herbert's arm is good. I like what I saw from him. Those deep balls last week against Tampa Bay were clean. Those were impressive throws. Those were on-the-money throws. I mean, we're talking about 50 yards, 40 yards downfield that he was throwing these balls. So, yes, Justin Herbert is good, but this offense is holding him back a little bit. It's unfortunate, but that's how I see it. And the Saints defense is good. They do beat themselves a lot of the times with unnecessary penalties, but this defense, I mean, they got pieces everywhere. Defensive line, Cameron Jordan. They've got great corners. They've got great safeties, and they got great linebackers. So they're going to be able to pressure Justin Herbert. He's going on the road in a dome. How well is he going to play? How aggressive is this Chargers offense going to be? But I think I like the Saints here. We're going to go Saints -5 is our official prediction. We like them. Their offense is back on track. They're finding ways to win. Michael Thomas may play, and if he does, it's just going to be an even more slaughter than I think it may already be. Like the Saints here, they get back on track. Remember, the Saints team is actually real good, y'all. Do not, fall in love with, they were 1-2 and now they're 2-2, and now how are they going to be? Are they going to go up 3-2? Are they going to go down 2-3? How are they going to go? No. Drew Brees is good. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Do not disrespect the man. He's got weapons. He's finding how to use them, and we like the Saints here. Monday Night Football at home. Alrighty, now that we've officially predicted everything, now we can officially check the lines, see where we're off, see where we're right. And see if there's any value in some of these picks that we didn't see. So here we go. For the first time, I'm seeing the lines. Let's check it out. See how close we were. We were pretty good last week. Pretty much spot on. Except those two big ones, those 13 and 14 Rams and Ravens. We didn't think they were going to be that high. I think those were like really the only two that we missed on. So here we go. The lines. Tampa Bay. Hang on, let's get off this. Tampa Bay and Chicago, the Thursday night game. We officially had it predicted at Bucks -3, and it's Bucks -3.5. So really right on that mark. And we do like that. I don't know what Chicago's going to do. I may stay away from even betting this game at all, to be honest. Short week usually doesn't do too well for both teams, but Tampa Bay's the better quarterback, or they're the better team. They've got the better pieces offensively. They have the better quarterback, where Chicago really has no quarterback. I can't even buy into Nick Foles, honestly. He's not a starting quarterback, unfortunately. He fooled me. He fooled me 2 weeks ago when he came in the game and did very well, but he's not a starting quarterback. He is a backup quarterback that thrives on the magic, that thrives on the pressure, that thrives on the adrenaline of being a backup, being replacing a starting quarterback. That's what he is. He's not a starter. When you ask him to consistently win you games and be consistent and put up good numbers, he flounders. He falls flat every single time. We've seen it. That's why he got run out of Philadelphia. That's why he's going to get rid out of Chicago. No great quarterbacks here for Chicago, and we can't bet against Brady, so we're going to take Bucks -3.5. Think it's a solid bet. Bears, once again, they just have no quarterback, unfortunate. So right on the money here, officially predicted at -3, -3.5, right on the money. Let's keep it going here. We'll move to Sunday's games. Cardinals, Jets. We officially had it predicted at Cardinals -5, and it's a little more than we thought. Cardinals -7, and obviously I agree with it. I can't bet this game in good conscience right at that 7 mark because I don't know what I'm getting from Kyler Murray. What has been going on with his offense this last 2 weeks? They haven't been able to put up the points. 2 weeks ago, he throws 3 interceptions. Last week, he throws 3 touchdowns, but not even 200 yards. So it's a lot of dink and dunk. They're just trying to go to DeAndre Hopkins too much. You've got other pieces. Please start getting them involved like the Saints did last week, and they won because of it. I expect them to kind of get back on course against the Jets. They should win the game. They should win it big. No Sam Darnold, but they do get Le'Veon Bell back. How is that going to affect the offense? This Jets team is trash offensively and defensively. Kyler Murray should really run around and score about 40 points on the squad, but who knows? These last 2 weeks, the Cardinals haven't been themselves, so... Or maybe they have been themselves. Maybe the first 2 weeks were the outlier. Now that we've got, the first 4 weeks out of the season, now this week is really cementing which teams are real, which teams are fake. I think we hold off betting the Cardinals this week, seeing if they're true or fake this week, and then we bet them next week. But I can't bet them this week at the 7 number. Too much for me. I bail on it. If I have to bet this game, I'm not going to take the points here. I would never take 40 points. If this was Jets plus 40, I still take Cardinals -40, y'all. Come on. I'm not giving Adam Gase all those points. He'll blow it. Trust me. I'll take this game, Cardinals -40. I'll bet the bank on it. Don't tempt me. All right. Yeah, let's move on. Rams, Washington. We officially had this game predicted at Rams -7, and it's Rams -7.5. Yeah, exactly where we thought it was going to be. Right on the mark there. Half a point off, no worries. Rams theoretically should win by 7.5, but Washington upgrading from quarterback. I think Kyle Allen is better than Dwayne Haskins. Sue me. I don't like Dwayne Haskins at all. I'm sorry. I know everybody likes to hold out. Oh, let's give him another year. Let's give him another 4 games. Let's pause him. Let's unpause him. Let's throw him in there. Let's bench him. Can we stop with it? What other quarterback has gone through this? Josh Rosen. That's the quarterback that went through it. And where is he now? On his 4th team, still as a backup, still as a 3rd string, still not even dressing in games. So Dwayne Haskins, his career is unfortunately over. I never thought he was a great quarterback. I thought he was a good college quarterback, don't get me wrong, but good college quarterbacks always don't translate to great quarterbacks in the NFL. Sorry. I think I'm getting a lot of slack by saying that Dwayne Haskins can't play football. I'm sorry. Everybody wants to waste their time and believe in him year after year after year. Oh, it's going to be next year. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's 5 seasons in, but he's learning. No. Can we stop it? He's not ready to play. He'll never be ready to play. He's done. So the Rams should win. But 7.5, they only put up 17 last week against the Giants. I don't know if I think the Washington is actually better than the Giants. I think they have better leadership. I think they've got the better coach. I think they have the better quarterback in Kyle Allen. Maybe. But yeah, I'd probably stay away from this game. It's a little too high for me. Rams by 7 is obviously the safer bet in my opinion, but it's too much for me, especially with Rams only showing that they can put up 17 points against the Giants at home. They were home last week. Now they're on the road. Gonna stay away from it. A little too high for me. Alrighty, let's keep it moving. Philadelphia. Oh, shoot. I clicked on the game. Here we go. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. at Pittsburgh. We officially had this game predicted at Steelers -6, and it's Steelers -7.5. All right, a little bit more than we wanted, than we expected. And once again, we have to stay away from this game because it's over that 7 mark. I don't want to give up those points, and I don't trust Carson Wentz to hold a 7.5 point lead against, I'm telling y'all, this Steelers defense is the best defense in the league. I'm not sure where they stand on, all the numbers that everybody spews out on ESPN and Fox News and Twitter about the advanced stats, and we're talking about how good they are with, when they're down 6.5 points in the second quarter with only 4 minutes left. The defense is the best defense. Then no. What I'm seeing, they've got the best talent defensively. They've got the best roster offensively or defensively. I love the Steelers defense showing me on the eyes when we do our film study on this team. They're the best defense. They bend, they don't break, like Seattle. Yes, they'll give up some points, but you're going to give up points. You're going to get driven on. This is NFL teams. This is full 60-minute games. You think you're going to force a team 3 and out every single time? You think you're not going to have a game-winning drive that you have to bend but don't break sometimes? Seattle, Pittsburgh, they do it. I'm all about the bend. Give up points. That's fine. But when it counts in the crunch time in the fourth quarter, that's when you lock it up. That's when the Steelers lock it up. That's when the Seahawks lock it up. That's why I like those teams. People are gonna score points. It's gonna happen. So don't penalize a team for scoring 21 points on a team some weeks. Just don't do that. See how they gave up those points. See when the defense stepped up. We love the Steelers stepping up big time. They let Daniel Jones drive on them week 1. They pick him off on that long 10-play drive. Remember that? Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, backup quarterback comes in, didn't game plan for him. Game was a little bit closer than we liked, but in that fourth quarter on that last drive, they shut it down. Yeah, they gave up a couple of third downs, but then they come back in the red zone when the field is shrinking. They go and sack the quarterback. They all rally around, and they stop the game-winning potential touchdown drive by the Broncos. So, in love with the Steelers defense. 7.5 is a little too much for me to bet the game, but we like the Steelers here to win it, and they proved themselves to be one of the better teams in the league this week, where Philadelphia, they're kind of trending getting better. Lost those first 2 weeks, tied week 3, won week 4, but the way they're winning is because they're not turning the ball over. They're not actually winning the games offensively. They're kind of winning the games defensively because they're causing more turnovers than they're giving up. So it was like 4 or 5 turnovers that the 49ers committed, and the Eagles still only won by 5 points. That tells you everything that I need to know. Steelers are going to make Carson Wentz is truly going to look god-awful this week. Be prepared. Eagles fans, Carson Wentz fans, if you're a fan of the sport, I guess, Philadelphia is going to get eaten alive this week. Love the Steelers here. Alrighty, Carolina, Atlanta. We officially had this game predicted at Falcons -1, and it's going to be Falcons -1.5. So once again, we're right on the money here, folks. We know what Vegas is thinking. We know how they're thinking. We know why they're thinking it. And here we go. Falcons, I think this is some good value here. Basically, you're just picking the winner of the game. -1.5 is a little, very close. You can only score 3, 7, and 2. Unfortunately, you could score by 2. You could do that. But usually 3, 7. So, 10, 7. 7-3, 14-10, 14-14, 21-17. We're talking about 3 threes, right? So Falcons here -1.5. This Falcons team is very good offensively. I know they're 0-4. I know they're squandering big leads. I know their defense is giving up a lot of points, but we still have to rock with this Atlanta team offensively. They're at home, coming off of they really shouldn't have won that game. Or they shouldn't have been. Nobody thought they were going to beat the Packers. Let's be real, right? So don't take that loss as be like, oh my God, now they lose against the Packers too. They shouldn't have even been competitive in that game. That Packers offense is truly leaps and bounds better. Aaron Rodgers is better than Matt Ryan. Yes, absolutely. And their defense is a little bit short up. But this Carolina Panthers team, they're going on the road. They're 2-2, but how are they winning? You never hear about them. We looked at them. Teddy Bridgewater, he was converting a lot of third downs when he was scoring on those drives. So, you can't rely on them scoring those same points the same ways because they're picking up the third down. So you're not going to pick up the third downs 100% of the time. You understand? You're going to, you'll average about the season about 50%, little above it. That's why you're in the playoffs. So you go about 50, 60%. But, this Carolina team, not buying them. I think we're getting good value here. Best bet of the week so far, in my opinion. Falcons -1.5. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. All right, Dan Quinn fighting for his life. You got to go out and win this game, my guy. If you don't win this game, then you definitely got to. I'll fire you myself. I don't know how I'll do it. I'll apply for the organization job, and I'll work my way up the ranks. It won't be quick, but it will get done. I will fire the head coach somehow. Don't make me fly to Atlanta tomorrow. Alrighty, Jacksonville and Houston. We officially had the line predicted at Texans -3. Oh, a little bit higher than we thought. So our first surprise of the day, Texans -6. And I can definitely agree why they say this. I think Texans are going to be freed from the firing of Bill O'Brien, and Vegas agrees with this. So we are going to stay away from the game. Obviously, if Vegas is going above what I say, and I'm usually kind of like, I don't know what the word to use. Kind of fair. I like to give teams the benefit of the doubt, so usually my spreads are a little lower. So Vegas here going Texans -6, where I went Texans -3. They're definitely valuing the firing of Bill O'Brien very heavily, and I can see that. Jacksonville, their team is not good. They're frauds. Texans' offense is very good. Their defense obviously not great, but they're at home. No Bill O'Brien. I think they're going to just throw the ball all over the field, up and down. I think they put up a lot of points here. It scares me off. The 6 is scaring me off a little bit betting this game, so I am going to stay away from it, but I do like the Texans -6 here. I think they win the game. I think Bill O'Brien's firing is the best thing that could have happened to this Texans team, honestly. Alrighty, let's move on. Raiders-Chiefs. We officially had this game predicted at Chiefs -7, and it's a lot more than I thought initially. Gosh darn. And I agree with it. I understand why. Chiefs -12. Gosh darn. That's too much for me. Yeah, their offense is better. Better coach, better quarterback, better tight end, better running back, better receivers, better defense, better everything, folks. Chiefs at home. If they don't get any COVID cases, the -12 is going to be fine, but it's going to be too much for me to bet. I can't justify a 12-point spread like this. You never know what's going to happen. The backdoor covers, they cover all the time easily. You know, when we're talking about 14-point spreads, yeah, they're down 21, but then the road team has the ball. And, you know, the home team is just backing off because they're up 21 points. And then they go and get the touchdown and the field goal and the extra point and all that. And then, you had Chiefs -17 in that game. And then, they backdoor cover and they still win by 12, which is still a blowout in the NFL, but you don't win the bet. So, gonna stay away from it. Chiefs, obviously the better team. You don't have to argue this. I mean, I don't have to talk about this team. Chiefs are better. Plain and simple. -12 is a little too much for me, so I stay away from it. Alrighty, Bengals, Ravens. We officially had this one predicted at, where are we at? 1 second. Where the hell is this game? Bengals, Ravens. We had Ravens -8, a lot more than we thought. Again, Ravens -12.5. Now, I think they're a little wrong on this one. Ravens won by 14. Yes, they were on the road, but they still only won by 14 against Washington, and they gave up 17 points to Washington. I think Joe Burrow is having a great success. Getting better every week. I brought up the tie week 3, the win week 4, getting better. I like the Bengals here, +12.5, I think. Lamar Jackson, he had a good game last week, but it wasn't spectacular, but he's back at home, so obviously you give them, more credit. But I think I like the Bengals +12 here. Yes, I rock with the Chiefs -12 here, but I think the Bengals offense and their defense can kind of hold the Ravens to a competitive game, giving Joe Burrow a chance here. +12, I think it's a little too much in my opinion. I like the Bengals +12 here. All right, continuing on. We've missed the last 2 or 3. A little higher than we thought. All right, Dolphins, 49ers. We had it at 49ers -4, and it's 49ers -9. So we know Jimmy Garoppolo is going to play Sunday. No doubt about it. You're not giving this Dolphins team 9 points with Nick Mullins. Not happening. This Dolphins defense would eat Nick Mullins alive, honestly. So I think I like the Dolphins +9 here on the spot. Yes, Jimmy Garoppolo is playing, but still their offensive pieces. Mostert, I definitely don't think is playing this week. So going to be a little tight there offensively. Yes, their defense is still good. Yes, I don't really trust Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I trust him to be competitive, holding, not letting the game get out of hand, more than 14 points, having a chance on the last drive to cut the lead from 14 maybe to 7, possibly an onside kick to try and go and win it real late in the game. But I think I like the Dolphins here. Yes, we're on the road, but we're getting better every week. 9 is a lot, man. 9 is a lot. I like it. I think I like it. I think I like Bengals +12.5 and Dolphins +9. I think these are good values here, folks. Let's move on. Giants and Cowboys. We officially had the line at Dallas -6. And we have been really off. And, I like to go a little lower, but Vegas, look at these spreads. 12, 12, 9, 9.5. Jesus. I don't know about some of these. All right, Giants, Cowboys. I said it earlier. Daniel Jones is always giving his team a chance to win the game. He doesn't always convert because he's not clutch. I'm not saying he's clutch, but he gives you a chance. Somehow the Giants always hang around, almost tied the Rams last week. They only gave up 17. Dallas, can't play with the lead at all. They're turning the ball over a ton. Gonna stay away from it just because literally this game could go either way. Dallas could finally find their momentum. Giants can still hang around. The 9.5, man, that's a lot to give up in this league when the average win is by only one possession, 7 or less. Giants, they're staying in games. I stay away from it. I really don't even know how to feel on this one. I truly don't. Gun to my head, I have to choose a bet. I honestly don't know. I think I would rock with the Cowboys -9.5. I think I would rock with that. But, truly close here, folks. Truly close. Really, really, really wild spread there. Not expecting it to be that high. All right, Colts, Browns. Can we get back on track? I don't know. Let's see. Colts, Browns. We officially had it at Browns -3, and it's Browns +2. Oh, my. Best bet of the week. Alert. Beep, 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 beep. Alert, warning, breaking news. Best bet of the week. Browns, give me the points at home. Obviously, yes. I think Stefanski is that the head coach for the Browns? I don't know. I think it is. Kevin Stefanski, I think he's having a great success here by not letting Baker Mayfield do too much. He knows Baker Mayfield cannot win the game throwing the ball 40-plus times a game. So slowing it down, letting the run help, letting the defense help, you've got great receivers. We're talking about Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham, great, fantastic receivers, 1 and 2, obviously. Probably one of the best wide receiving cores in the league. So letting your your playmakers make plays besides your quarterback, I love what they're doing. They're at home coming off of a huge Dallas win. Loved what they did in the game. Yes, they didn't trust Baker Mayfield, but they haven't been trusting him, and I think that's the reason why for their huge success. Stefanski knows it. Can't let Baker Mayfield go and win us the game. We'll slow it down running the ball. Couple of trick plays, setting up easy short fields for Baker Mayfield. Turnovers, big key there. We'll see if Philip Rivers turns the ball over, and we know he has the tendency to do so. This Colts defense is better than Dallas's defense. Yes, I understand that, but you're giving me the Browns plus points at home, coming off a huge win. They're 3-1. I think the Browns are better overall as a team than the Colts are. I think they've got the better head coach. I don't think they have the better quarterback. I think Philip Rivers is better than Baker Mayfield, but I like the Browns receivers better than the Colts. I like the Browns run game better than the Colts. I think the Colts defense is good, but the Browns defense is just as good, I think. So Browns here plus the points. I love this bet. I love it. I love it. I love it. Honestly, truly, truly. Browns +2. Best bet of the week that we've seen so far. Best bet of the week. Easy. Browns +2. Bet that. Bet it big, y'all. Bet your house on that one. I love it. Browns +2. Best bet of the week. Alrighty, Vikings, Seahawks, 2 more to go here. We officially had this game predicted at Seattle -6 and Seattle -7. So once again, back on the mark. That's what we love to see. Vikings, I don't like them at all. Their defense is trash. Right around I already said everything I said about this game. Guessing the line, we're right on it. So like the Seahawks, the 7, I would try to bet it down to 6.5, 6. You lose a little bit of odds, but you get the better secure bet. If the Seahawks win by 7, you don't push and you actually win a little bit. So like the Seahawks here -7. Kirk Cousins, big games. We know he sucks, and their defense is trash. Expect DK Metcalf to have a 200-yard receiving game. I'd bet that. Can we go in a little prop bet here and see players, team props? Maybe in the stats. No. Player props right here. Bingo, bango. Give me no player markets are released. Unfortunate. I wanted to take DK Metcalf over 200 yards receiving and see what that would have paid because I think that's really a lock there. Unfortunate. We'll try to come back to that. See if maybe closer to Saturday the player props come out. But yeah, Seahawks -7, I think it's a fair bet. Already the last game, Chargers Saints. We officially had it at Saints -5. It's a little more than we thought, and we can understand why. Saints -7.5. Obviously, Justin Herbert going on the road here. He did pretty good against, on the road against Tampa Bay last week. So I will give the man a little bit of credit, but I think the offensive play calling is just not where it should be. You got to open it up. Justin Herbert, he's proven himself. He's got the arm. He's got the deep ball accuracy. Let this man throw more than dink and dunk. I don't think he's limited. You just let him open it up. I'm talking 50-yard passes right on the money last week. So Saints -7.5 is a little too much for me. I think I stay away from the game, and I don't trust Chargers +7.5. Michael Thomas may play, definitely going to help the Saints, but the Saints have already helped themselves by figuring out other players to get the ball to besides Alvin Kamara when Michael Thomas is out. So Saints here, primetime game, Monday Night Football at home, -7.5. Everything's kind of coming together for the Saints. I think that we take it. I think if I have to take it, I take the 7.5. Maybe bet this one once again down to 6.5. Maybe not till 6 because that would kill the odds a lot. So maybe go 6.5 and bet on the 7. Alrighty, that's going to do it today for us. We were pretty close. I think we were off a little bit, maybe 3 or 4, just because they were so much higher than we were expecting. But yeah, best bet of the week, I think, is the Browns +2, giving me the better team. Plus points at home. I like it. Yeah, Falcons, I think we're getting good value there. So Falcons, Browns, I think, take them straight up. Falcons -1, Browns at Browns +2. You can get some good value there. Actually like it a lot there. Best 2 bets of the week, yeah. Falcons, Browns, great value there. Take those, take them big. All right, so we will be back tomorrow. We will make our official picks. We will have our 3 locks, and we will have our 3 99% guarantees. We didn't do great last week. I will say that we did not do great, but we're ready to get back on track, y'all. Moneymaker for today is going to be Bucks -3.5. Love it, like it. Do not trust Nick Foles anymore. You get one chance with me, and once you cross me, you're donezo. So, especially when you were one of my locks, you had to show up a little bit, make it at least competitive. I mean, you only put up 3 points. I'm only counting your 11 points from last week as only 3, so don't test me. But like the Bucks here, -3.5, better quarterback, better system, better receivers, better offense, just in general. And yeah, we'll go Bucks -3 official moneymaker for today. So we will be back tomorrow when we do our official picks. We will preview Lakers Heat Game 5 coming out tomorrow, and we will also break down the Thursday night game from today. So a lot of fun stuff to do tomorrow. We'll be back here noon Eastern, twitch.tv/takesbyfans, takesbyfans.com/watch. Go and watch there. Either way, just make sure you're watching. We will be back tomorrow, noon Eastern. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching, and we will see y'all tomorrow.